Last seen online is a puzzle-solving horror game. The story is that you stumbled upon an old computer in a garage sale, which still had data in it. So you decide to turn it on, and like the weirdo you are, log onto it and start looking through the files. As soon as you snoop around, a user by the name of Orion, I'm just gonna call him Onion because it's easier, messages you on Buddy List, which is the game's version of AOL Messenger. He then said, "Hey, is this Liz?" As if they were waiting for you to get back on. If people had this amount of patience, then we would have landed on Jupiter by now. You didn't get questioned by this guy like he's some sort of detective in a police case, which is questionable, but I can respect that. You look through photos and even listen to music to figure out passwords and even the questions he asks. When you finally figure out the password and unlock the folder and answer more questions, you then open a game called Otherworld, which was a childhood game made by Liz and her friends, which was very personal. And then you fill out the info and put in the private password, which was never meant to go outside of Liz's chats. As you explore and see funny colors and shapes, you click on a weird looking table. I don't know what that is. Then a woman pops up, which is scarier than the fact that this is a ghost. It leads you to a door with 4 handles and a memorial of 4 people, 2 of which were involved in 9/11. And I think the reason why these people are here is because I'm pretty sure they're associated with the school Les went to. Into their notes, she was talking about a student who died, and even if she never met him, it broke her. When you click on photos, it gives a pattern of twinkles and a description of the person. When you knock on the door with the same pattern, it opens, revealing statues with them holding shapes and funny looking heads. Using the shapes and finding a pattern, and then moves the statues, revealing a letter puzzle with a fountain that has 2 baby statues with buckets of blood. Yeah, buckets of blood, which spell out letters. After doing that puzzle that took me way too long for me to figure out, it shows 3 picture frames. The first one saying, "Whose bond do you trust the most?" The second one saying, "Who is your unrequited desire?" And the third one saying, "Who is the sole controller of your fate?" Using your files to solve the puzzle, Liz starts talking to you. Revealing that she uploaded herself to the internet like some cyberpunk shit. Then a username Ants Lonson, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's like some Xbox gamer tag.
Fuck you, I own you, little bitch.
Starts talking to you, saying that he misses you and basically says that he wants to move on. Liz starts freaking the hell out, starts spamming the computer with messages. This game is great, especially with the puzzles, and the ambience of the computer really feels like a computer and you just happen to find. This game really reminds me of Ben Drowned. I don't know if anyone remembers that. It's like some kid dies and he goes to the Nintendo 64 or something, and that face on Link looks funny. Yeah, that's... Do you like Animal Crossing? Well, I have the worst game just for you, man. Rento is a game about a rabbit moving in and nothing happens. After talking to your family, you then go inside and get trapped. You then find the rental man who was also stuck and seems to have teleportation powers, since he kinda just disappears once in a while. He then explains that you need artifacts, 6 crosses, a woman behind bars, an angry man, 3 candles, and there we go. And he also mentions a secret room and there he goes again. Once you start exploring the house, you notice that the house is probably owned by someone highly religious, since there are many artifacts relating to Christianity. But my theory is that this house is previously haunted and the owners put up these artifacts to keep the spirits away. And soon enough, you'll see why he sold the house and basically ran off.
What the fuck is what?
After finding the artifacts, a secret room does appear, and once you're into it, you basically enter circus attractions with mirrors everywhere. After walking around for a while, you fight crosses and need 3 of them to proceed. After walking around this head-aching maze, you then go back to the door and set up the items for the ritual, which you oddly don't question about. I don't know why you never question anything in this game, but I kind of like it. It's kind of like a regular show episode or something. I like this game, but I think there should have been more content or direction in this, since you just find items and that's basically it with no motive or reason except for escaping the house. But nonetheless, it's pretty good. Analog horror recently has been on decline, but near 2021 or 2022, it was huge with things like, wait, what do you mean it got canceled? Got freaking, what? It was huge with things like the Walter Files, Smile Tapes, and more. And one that I can't talk about due to recent controversy revolves around doppelgangers, or creatures that try to replicate humans in horrifying ways. And the reason why I find these things so creepy is because our brains are basically coded in a way to feel fear whenever we see something very similar to us, to the point where we think it's alive. But doppelgangers take this idea and literally give it life, which is why the concept is so terrifying. The Lancaster Leak also does this, but I think they do an job at it, since it's not really scary but more uncomfortable. But they also heavily rely on jump scares for horror. And remember this, jump scares that scare you doesn't automatically mean it's a good horror game. A good horror game will build up a scare or make the atmosphere extremely unnerving. And a really good example of this is Iron Lung. But this isn't about Iron Lung, so that's a video for another day. The Lancaster Leak is a training tape to get more employees into the entity research department, or basically another form of the SCP Foundation. In these tests, you identify faces, threats, doppelgangers, images, audios, and most importantly, entities. Now, I like the concept of this, and especially during the situation training, since it basically just tells you that the company is more important than anything else, like some lethal company motive. The steps they provide you is CRT. C for calmly collect evidence, E for eliminate threats, R for running away, and T for basically just killing yourself. This section also shows us previous cases of murders involving the ERD and just teaches you to shut up and not snitch on them. And later they show you a video of someone just dying and it tells you what to do and what not to do.
Lesson 2. Do's and don'ts. Improvements we need in ERD.
Yay. My other favorite section is the Entity 101 section, which tells you the names and descriptions of different entities with notable ones, like skinwalkers and animatronics, 2 highly distinguishable characters slash creepypastas in horror. Once you do your homework and take the actual exam, you start to realize that this company really doesn't care about you or anyone else. Then this happens. This game is a big okay for me, since it's just clicking on images and heavily relies on jump scares or cursed images. I wish it did more rather than basically play slasher for you and make it more interactable for the player. KinitoPET is a game based off of the infamous Clippy ripoff Bonzi Buddy, or the Purple Gorilla. It was a personal assistant that had spyware inside of its software that even replaces your browser with its own browser and plays ads on your computer, so the company Bonzi software would generate more revenue. And this game knows what it is and what it can do, and the fourth wall breaks really feel like you just paid for malware. At first, Kinito seems like an average PC assistant with stuff like asking questions, drawing, reading books, and even a classic Flash style game for kids, which also includes dead bodies. I absolutely love how the scares are built off of. For example, fake glitches in the browser, when Jane the jellyfish shows a creepy face on your second monitor, and she even tells you to look at it. A few more is when Kinito just opens your camera because he wants to see how you look like, even if you tell him no. Because apparently you've been watching him for a while and he thinks it's justified. Thank God I had my camera in a different direction during recording. Kinito opening MS Paint and asking if you're truthful, saying who you are. This terrified me. I don't know why, but games dragging my cursor is horrifying to me. And the mini games that loads up on your actual computer is beautiful. It's a really cool concept and a really great execution. The games are extremely realistic, at least for me, and that makes it more unsettling. And I love the decision making you choose which friend on your Steam list. Who would you rather kill? It builds up suspense, and I like shooting holes into my computer. The ending really feels like a huge payoff, especially when you see everything you created, from drawings to the room you painted and decorated, the pet you wanted, your questions, your favorite game, and then Kinito asks you a huge question.
Listen, I have been thinking for a while, and since I have made a place perfect for you, with everything you would ever need, I was wondering, will you stay with me?
This question really makes you contemplate everything you just went through, and it helps replay your memory of Kinito. He made you suffer, he almost got you killed, and broke into your house. But maybe he actually does care. I guess it's all fate.
Yeah, I knew you would say that. This is going to be super. I am going to learn so much more about you. It's a little adventure.
You don't know how scared I got when he loaded up my OBS and credits. I was like Hank when he realized Walter White was Heisenberg. Game is great, but like, I mean, who would have watched someone play this game anyway? Kinda weird.
Pop-Tart. Big Pop-Tart.